Good morning, Jimmy.
Excuse me?
I said good morning. It is a good morning, isn't it?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
No, I don't believe we've met before.
Right. So, have you seen the waitress then?
The waitress? You mean Mabel?
Mabel, sure. Whoever.
How you doing?
Hi, Mabel. I'm doing real well.
And what can I get for you?
Piece of pie, please?
Apple, blueberry, or peach rhubarb?
Peach rhubarb, please.
Okay, coming right up.
Thanks.
I won this watch gambling on a boat ride home from Casablanca in 1945. What a trip that was. We were so excited to see our families. Some of us had wives and children, you know. It was the longest trip of my life. But there was an amazing energy in the air, a tension of excitement I've never felt before or since. You don't see times like those anymore, do you? You imagine? We just won a war. Berlin was a pile of smoldering rubble, and we were gambling.
Are you talking to me? Thank you, Mabel.
Have we met?
Oh, I don't think so.
What do you do for a living, son?
I'm a writer.
A writer. Well, I suppose everyone has a novel in them, right?
Sure.
Are you writing a novel then, or perhaps something else? Sonnets or haiku?
Actually, I'm writing a play.
All of us are doing something, I suppose. What is your play about?
Well, it's about this guy who's in a coma.
I write too. More so when I was younger. I even submitted a piece to the Saturday Evening Post. I don't think they understood it. I still have their slip of rejection. We regret to inform you of the rejection of your submission. You'd think they were informing me of cancellation of my phone service. My heart and soul went into that damn story.
How long ago did you write it?
How long ago? 30 years ago. 2 weeks ago. Yesterday. What does it matter? For me, the story ended yesterday. But now, this morning, I'm on a boat bound for New York with Casablanca at my back. I can smell the sea air. I can feel the swaying of the boat. The war ended the moment you entered this diner. I can hear the burning buildings in Berlin. Everything is now. You should know that. You're a writer. We were all born moments ago. I asked you a few moments ago what you did. You said you were a writer. Isn't it polite to return the inquiry?
So, what do you do now?
Now I read and I eat. But you've inspired me. Tomorrow I'll be a writer again.
Oh, really?
In fact, I'm writing a story now. I can feel it creating itself all around you.
What's it about?
It's about this place, Mabel. It's about this diner, Jimmy.
How do you know my name?
I'm God, Jimmy.
How my boys doing?
Wonderful, Mabel.
Yeah, can I get some more coffee too? Thanks.
What you doing?
Just writing some stories.
Wow, another writer. Wonder if this place is big enough for the both of you. See that gentleman over there? He's a writer too. Bet you boys have a lot you could talk about.
I think I'd rather be talking to you.
Me?
Sure, you must have some stories you could tell.
No, not me. You get what you see with me.
Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said about why I know your name?
Yeah, I heard you said you were God.
I am God.
You and half the other people in this city. You know, for the amount of people claiming to be God, you'd think the city would be a nicer place.
But I am God.
God of what? God of the city? God of this diner? God of, coffee?
Well, I guess you might say I'm God of this diner.
At least you're not overly ambitious.
No, the world I've created is quite simple, really. I've created a diner, Mabel, you and me.
So you've created Mabel and me too?
Oh, yes, of course.
And the pie too?
And the pie, too.
What about what Mabel said? What about you being a writer, Casablanca and all that?
What about it?
How can that be true if you're a god?
It's all true, I assure you. Let me explain to you the nature of my divinity. This will take some imagination on your part, Jimmy. I don't want you just to humor an old man. I want you to really think about this. The moment you entered that door, you were born. Listen to me. Your existence began as you entered this diner. Everything that happened to you before this is just a memory that is injected into your mind the moment you entered here. Perhaps you remember getting out of your car, stepping onto the curb. Maybe you heard the squeal of distant tires or a siren, but they're all just that, memories. Memories. You were born when you passed through that door. In fact, your whole world was created. Your existence is defined by the time you spend within this diner. What I mean is, when you leave, you will die. Your life will end instantly when you go through that door. But as you die, you will be given a lifetime of future memories. As I said, when you die, when you pass through that door a second time, you will be given a lifetime of future memories. So it will seem like you've lived a full life. Your play. What is the age of your protagonist?
My age, I guess. Except he really doesn't enter the story.
Your protagonist is not in your story?
No. He's in a coma, so the play takes place in his head. And different aspects of his personality are duking it out to decide whether they're going to come out of the coma. So I guess my protagonist is my antagonist.
To repeat my question, how old is your main character? You said he was about your age. I would say you're in your mid-20s.
Yes, 23.
Your character appears in the story at the age of 23. What happened to the rest of his life? Why don't we see him when he's 22? Why don't we hear about him when he's a toddler or on his first day of school?
Because I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the
So
coma.
your character is born at the age of 23.
So what do you say?
Since these memories were never written, only implied, one can argue that they never really happened. These events are just memories given to your character at the age of 23, when he was born. Can't you see? You, Jimmy, are a character in my story. I'm writing a story about a man eating his breakfast in a diner. You're that man. The story began when you entered the diner. I plan to end the story when you leave, so you will die. But you won't really die. When a book ends, do the characters die? No, it's implied that they live. So you will continue to exist even after the story has ended. There are memories, future memories, I have created for you when you die. I'm writing a story about an author who writes a story so he can enter it and talk to his main character. This interaction serves a dual purpose. I get to talk to my character, and you get to talk to God.
Listen, Mabel, you gotta watch this guy. He's a bit of a nutcase.
Oh, yeah, he can be as much of a nutcase as he wants. He's the owner.
What the hell is this?
It's your bill.
No, it's not, and this isn't funny.
It wasn't meant to be a joke.
Then what is it?
There's no reason to get upset, Jimmy, especially not at Mabel.
No reason to get upset. I mean, my bill says, in exchange for breakfast and brief conversation, you are granted one memory of your past altered to your desire. I mean, what the hell does that mean? Except for the fact that you're both obviously sick. I can't believe you're doing this.
There's no reason to get upset. Like the bill says, I can change one of your memories to however you want to remember it. Think of this. If the war disappeared from my past, would I have become a writer? I'm offering you, the artist, the option of taking away his memories, his pain, his inspiration. I can take away your war, Jimmy. What memory will you choose?
How many people have you done this to? I mean, how many people have you played this little mind game with? Because I bet among those people there was that one person who believed you for just 1 second. Not because any of this makes sense or you're convincing at all, but because for that 1 second, maybe they wanted to believe you because they had a memory. Only to find out it was a lie when they passed through that door and they had to continue living with that memory for the rest of their lives.
Sorry, Jimmy.
You're sorry?
I think it's time you left.
You think maybe it's time I left? I would just pass through the door and that would be it. No, I'm not leaving. I'm staying because I have a memory that I want changed. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to share it so you'll know what I'll be thinking about when I pass through that door and it stays with me for the rest of my life. It'll be what I'm thinking about when I get into the car and drive away.
It inspires you to write.
I knew this girl. Her name was Nancy Carlisle. I grew up with her. In fact, we took the same bus together. And, well, Nancy was one of those girls that never really fully blossomed. In fact, I mean, a lot of people made fun of her. But, I mean, I didn't care. I talked to her on the bus sometimes. I'd sit with her and we'd just talk about things. In fact, it was Nancy who told me about the school dance. Now, Nancy was pretty excited about this school dance, but I couldn't really imagine her going or anybody dancing with her because, like I said, she wasn't very popular. But the night of the school dance, I saw her there. When I arrived, she was standing off in a corner by herself. She looked happy, I guess, alone. So, I was alone too. I was young. It's junior high. Some of the older kids are dancing, but that's about it. And I feel kind of stupid just kind of standing there, watching other people dance. But then something changed. This girl named Stephanie Dodge walked right up to me and asked me to dance. Now, Stephanie Dodge was completely out of my league. She would never talk to me in the hallways, or she was just in a different plane for junior high, I guess. But anyway, it was different that night. Stephanie Dodge wanted to dance with me. I danced with her. I danced with her for a few songs, and I suddenly felt like it was the greatest night of my life. Stephanie went off with one of her friends to the bathroom, and I just kind of stood there awkwardly. And that's when Nancy walked up to me, and she asked me to dance. And I accepted. I mean, I was always nice to Nancy. So we danced one dance, it was quick. I went over to the water fountain, and Stephanie Dodge was there. And she had her arms all crossed, and she asked me why I danced with Nancy. And I said I was just being polite. It was just a dance. So, Stephanie and I danced the night away. And like I said, I felt like it was the greatest night of my life. Well, until 9 o'clock when the chaperone announced that it was the last dance. And at that time, Stephanie was back in the bathroom with one of her friends, and I was kind of standing there, and this time I was a little upset because this was the last dance. This was my last chance to be with Stephanie Dodge, who I knew wouldn't talk to me in school. But Stephanie wasn't around, and Nancy walked up to me, and she asked me to dance. And I didn't want to dance with Nancy because I was afraid that she was going to mess up my moment with Stephanie. So I said something like, Nancy, I'm kind of tired. I guess I'll sit this one out. And Nancy went away, and Stephanie arrived. And I asked her to dance. And we danced that last dance. And you know what? I didn't think about what I had done to Nancy. I didn't think anything of it. In fact, the next morning on the school bus, I still felt like it was the greatest night of my life. That's when this little kindergartner who was sitting next to me, he passed me this little folded up note. And it was It's a little note, type you pass in school. I took it and unfolded it. It had 5 words written in purple ink. It said, "How was the last dance?" And of course it was from Nancy. I turned around and there she was. She was sitting in the last seat of the bus, looking out the window. Except she wasn't really looking out that window so much as looking away from me. And I felt bad. I felt horrible. She never really gave me the time of day for the rest of the time I knew her. We didn't really talk on the bus, and she didn't even nod at me at school. But she moved away. And to be honest, the years went by, and I pretty much forgot about her by senior year of high school. After senior year, I got this job, and it would keep me late at night. I'd get home and my family would be sleeping. So one of these nights I turned on the television, and there was Nancy, just as I remember. It was like this little postage stamp sized photograph of her in junior high school, exactly how she looked. And it grew on the screen, and I thought I was dreaming for a second, but no. It said that Nancy Carlisle had been found in the trunk of her car. She was dead. And her boyfriend had shot himself on the front lawn.
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Don't be sorry. I mean, there's nothing I could have done. Some people are just dealt a bad hand in life. I mean, I just felt bad because I was always nice to Nancy. And, well, in the end, I was just like everyone else.
So, if you could change a memory, Nancy Carlisle would live?
No. No, not at all. I mean, I can't dictate who lives and who dies. But if I could change a memory, I'd give Nancy Carlisle that last dance.
Let's march beneath the gilded arch. Will you take the swing? For the summer begins. In a garden swing beneath the ribbons and bells, diamonds strung through the trees, a hint of the New England breeze. From the center of you to the center of me, my dear, you're staged to the center of me. The violin breathes its voice surrounding the trees, and jiggles its leaves. You've been patient with me, to the center